Hi foodies, let's get into these delicious, fully loaded baked potatoes. So these potatoes have been scrubbed and I washed them, pat dried them, and all I'm doing now is just pricking all the potatoes all over with the fork. This just helps with the evenness of the cooking. It helps it to cook even better. So go ahead and do that and then we'll move on. Alright, so the next step is just to brush on some olive oil. It does not have to be extra virgin olive oil. Just use olive oil, brush it on, and then we're going to add some salt. I'm using sea salt today. And yes, some of the salt will fall off, but that's fine. Just make sure you sprinkle on that salt and put this in the oven. So, of course, we're going to be using some butter in this potato dish. However, I don't want to add just the plain old butter, so I'm going to melt some of it and then we are going to cook the garlic in the butter. But we just want it to be a light golden color. So we're just going to sweat the garlic over low to medium heat until it's just light golden and then set it aside. This is just going to add so much flavor to the dish. So remove that from the stove, set it aside, and then we'll cook our bacon when the potatoes almost done. So maybe when there is about 10 minutes left on the timer in the oven, you can put the bacon in the oven. And then we're gonna cut up some chives. These really add so much flavor to mashed potatoes and they're gonna do wonders for this dish. If you don't have chives, use some scallion and just cut off the green tops. We want the green part of it. And cut the chives really fine. Once the bacon is cooked, we just want to stack them and cut them into pieces. Now, as far as the size, it depends on you, whatever you prefer. You could cut them this size or you could cut them into even tinier bits. Just know that we're cutting these up. Now some of the bacon, I'm going to be cutting them even tinier because these tiny bits are going to be mixed with the potato and it's better this way than adding those chunky pieces in the potato mixture. So cut these up and set those aside as well. Now once the potatoes are out of the oven, if you don't have chef hands, please use a kitchen towel or oven mitt to hold the potato and cut it down the center there. And then we're just going to scoop these out. Pretty simple. But try not to go too deep with the scooping because you don't want to break the skin of the potato. Now, of course, you could wait until these are cooled down, but I prefer to do it when it's hot because the potato mashes even better when it is hot. So use a kitchen towel if the potato is too hot for your hand and scoop everything out. And you can use a potato ricer if you have one. I have one, but I just didn't use it today. But go ahead and use yours to get these nice and smooth if you desire. If not, you can just use your fork or potato masher. Use what you have at home. So see, I scooped it out, but I didn't go too deep where you're seeing that dark brown of the skin. So these are going to go in the oven just to crisp up a little bit. And then we're going to work on the filling. So this is all our potato. We are going to be mashing it with a potato masher. As I said before, use your ricer if you feel like, or just use a fork. Get out as much lumps as you can, then add the butter. So this is some butter. This is also that melted butter that I heated on the stove. with the garlic, and then I added extra butter. All right, so you want to add the chives, and you're gonna go in with the bacon and some other ingredients as well. Now at this point, feel free to use a whisk or use your cake mixer just to whip things up together. We want to coat the potato with the butter before adding the sour cream, because if you add, milk or cream to the potatoes first, sometimes it can make it really soggy instead of fluffy. So now we'll add the sour cream, and you can add more if you desire. Just mix things together, and you're gonna make sure to taste to see if you need to add some more salt or pepper or anything to this, and then you'll be good to go. All right, so the potato skins were firmed up in the oven. Now we're just gonna stuff them with that filling. So just spoon the filling inside, smooth it over if you need to, and that's all. Now sometimes what I'll do is I'll just make some indentations in the potato here, so that when I'm sprinkling the cheese on, I can push some of the cheese down in there to make it even cheesier. But this is optional, guys. You can just sit the cheese on top if you want to. Okay? Now, I should have mentioned this to you guys before, but if you feel like the potatoes are wobbly, you can always cut off a little bit off of the base there, and then that will help them to lay flat. That's if you're concerned about that. If not, leave them as is. All right, and just make sure you press that cheese into the potato so it doesn't just run off. You want it to adhere to the potato. So we're putting this back in the oven, same temperature, just until the cheese is melted and you see some little bits of golden brown here and there, but you don't want it to be overdone. So keep an eye on it, and then it'll be good to go. All right, there we are, guys. So I took this one out of the oven, and then I'm going to show you how I top this off. So we have our sour cream, and then you can either do a dollop in the center, or you could spread it out if you want to. It's whatever you prefer. All right, then we are going to be adding those pieces of bacon, guys. I love to have these nice big pieces of bacon on top. If you want to cut them smaller, remember, you can do that. And then at this point, you would add your scallions or chives if that's what you are using. Be as generous as you want to, and that is it. That's it. Absolutely delicious, easy to make, gorgeous, of course. And I'm just showing you this one, how I top it off. You could do less sour cream and just spread it out a little bit and top it with the bacon and the chives just the same. It's really up to you. That is it, guys. Look at how beautiful these are. Sometimes I'll add some, fresh ground black pepper on top, or I'll eat it with a little hot sauce, or I'll sprinkle some cayenne or some paprika on top for color. So you could do that. If you want to add, that little sprinkle of red on there, you could use the paprika as a garnish. But that's it. You're good to go. Now you just need to dig in. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope you guys will enjoy this delicious recipe. Don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and then share the video with family and friends. See you next time.